Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Milwaukee Bucks have worked out Isaiah Thomas, two-time All-Star, one-time All-NBA, and one-time All-Rookie NBA. This was reported by Shams that the Bucks have worked out two-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, who had some great seasons with the Boston Celtics, but then was traded to Cleveland for Kyrie Irving, and then his career just really kind of went downhill after that. It started to happen with Boston because in that postseason he had a really, I believe it was a hip injury. I'm not 100% sure, but he had a really bad injury in that Boston-Cleveland series in the Eastern Conference Finals in the 2016-17 season that costed him to miss the remainder of the series. I think he got hurt in Game 3 or Game 4 of that series. That was a 5-game series. He missed the last 2 or 3 games of that series, and I believe he got hurt in Game 4, Game 3 in that series. So he got hurt in that series, and then he gets traded to Cleveland, which was really big for him because I've seen him talk about this, and it really hurt him that Boston moved him after two great seasons. I mean, the season that Boston moved him for Kyrie, that year he had just averaged 29 points per game, averaging 6 assists per game and 1 steal per game with 3 rebounds per game, which he's 6 foot. He's under 6 foot, so 3 rebounds per game is not bad at all. And from 3 that season, he shot 38% from 3, and from the floor, he shot 46%. The season before, he averaged 22 points per game. He was an all-star. He was a most improved candidate. So that was really big on him. Boston letting go of him, and I know that played a big toll on him. But he goes to Cleveland, and, things weren't really working out in Cleveland. Injuries were still a big problem for him. And then they eventually traded him to the Lakers. And, from then on, injuries continued just to play a huge role in his career. And, no one has, for a while, no one was picking him up. But last year, the Phoenix Suns decided to pick him up in March. They signed him in March and gave him a chance, but he didn't get to play that much. He played 6 minutes with the Phoenix Suns. He averaged 3 minutes per game. He shot 30% from the floor, shot 50% from 3. But look, this is not on a lot of playing time. He averaged 1.3 points per game, but he wasn't playing at all. But in the 2021-22 season, he played 22 games with 1 start and 15 minutes per game, shot 40% from the floor, 34% from 3, averaging 8.4 points per game with the Lakers and the Hornets. In the 2020-21 season, he averaged 7.7 points per game with 4 assists per game with the New Orleans Pelicans in 3 games, with the Washington Wizards in the 2019-20 season with 40 games with 37 starts, 23 minutes per game. He shot 41% from the floor, 41% from 3. He averaged 12 points per game. He averaged 4 assists per game, and he also averaged nearly 1 steal per game with 2 rebounds per game. So Isaiah Thomas, even though he has not gone back to that all-star MVP type player, because I will remind everybody, Isaiah Thomas was top 5 in MVP voting in the 2016-17 season. So even though he has not gone back to that all-star MVP type player, he was never really given that chance anyways, because look at the minutes. After Boston, with Boston in the 2016-17 season, he averaged 33.8 minutes per game. Since then, the most minutes per game he's averaged in a season, the most he's averaged in a season was 26 in the 2017-18 season, which was the season after that year with Boston. And what did he do in those minutes? He averaged 15.2 minutes per game. 15.2 points per game. And that was, him not being healthy. So he averaged 15 points per game with his minutes going down by 8 minutes. Not even healthy. But as his career has gone on, his minutes just have continued to go down. Look at the 2019-20 season. This is a great example right here. 2019-20 season, he got 23 minutes per game with Washington, but averaged nearly 13 points per game. So I just feel like, look, I'm not going to say Isaiah Thomas would have been the all-star MVP player we know and saw in the 2016-17 season and even the 2015-16 season as well, if he was given the right chance. But I feel like if he was getting some minutes, he could do some good things. Is he a little bit of an disadvantage defensively because of his height at 5'9"? Sure, but he's a great scorer. He is a great shooter and a good facilitator. So I really think that maybe I don't know if it's the Bucks that that bring him in, but someone has to bring this guy in. I really he goes and plays in the G League or these other like the Drew League or all these other leagues, and he just kills. I mean, I think he scored like 80 points or 90 points in one of these leagues. He's going crazy when it's not in the NBA. So, I'm not saying that this guy needs to be a starting point guard somewhere, or this guy needs to be the best player on a team for somebody. That is not what I'm saying, because Isaiah Thomas at 35 years old, I don't even think you could say he could be the fourth or fifth best player on a roster. But what I am saying is that with what we've seen in prior seasons, did some solid things in the 2021-22 season, looked really good with the Wizards in the 2019-20 season as the starting point guard, only getting 23 minutes per game, averaging nearly 13 points per game. What I am saying is for someone who doesn't get any playing time, doesn't get any eyes, or has not played actual basketball since the 2021-22 season, because he was unsigned in the 22-23 season. This year he played 6 games with the Suns, but those were all garbage time minutes. The last time he played actual minutes, where it's not garbage time minutes, was 2021-22 season, and that year he averaged 9 points per game. So and this is someone who I think, even at 35 years old and someone who's not been much involved, can still be a very, very, very solid and impactful backup point guard in this league. Let me know your thoughts on the Milwaukee Bucks potentially signing Isaiah Thomas as they worked him out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.